the question of multiplexer from the combinational circuits. This is also a GATE question. You can just say the GATE 2008 question. For the circuit shown in the following figure, this is a figure, I0 to I3, there is nothing but they are the data inputs, are the inputs to 4:1 mux, R is the MSB and S are the control inputs. The output Z can be represented by. So he has given some Boolean, he has given some multiplexer circuit with some logic gates, you can just see that, and it is a 4:1 mux, 4 inputs, 1 output, and there are 2 select lines, and he is saying R is the MSB. Now he is asking output Z can be represented by. Okay. So he is asking us to find out the Boolean expression, and let us find out the simplified Boolean expression. Now here what I am doing is, first whenever a question comes related to multiplexers or whenever a multiplex circuit is given, immediately make the truth table for it. So truth table for the multiplexers are constructed between the select line versus the output. So if the select lines are R and S, so select lines are R, S and Z is the output, and remember R is the MSB, don't forget that. So if R, now with the 2 variables you will have total 4 combinations, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1, these things you know. Now for 0 0 what will happen is, if you consider the functional block diagram of mux, there will be a big switch, there is a many to 1 switch will be there inside. So for the first combination, 0 0 combination, the switch will touch I0 line. Why only I0 line? Because 0 0 decimal value is 0, so I0 line will be, the switch will be touching I0 line. So Z will be equal to I0, so there will be short circuit. So I0 will be equal to, you can just see that I0 signal is coming from an OR gate, so output will be P plus Q bar, P plus Q bar. Now if RS is 0 1, 0 1 decimal value is 1, so the switch will touch I1, the suffixes will indicate the decimal equivalents of this binary. So I1 is nothing but P. Now if I give RS 10, 10 decimal value is 2, so I2, the switch will touch I2, so Z will be equal to I2, I2 is nothing but PQ, this is the output of AND gate. Now for 1 it is I3, similarly it will be P. Now this is a truth table for the given mux circuit. I do not want the truth tables, I want the Boolean expression from the given question. So what I am doing is, I am just using a simple shortcut. What I will do is, I want the simplified Boolean expression, so directly I am going for the K-map. Now if you just see carefully, Z is a function of not 1 variable or 2 variables, it is a function of 4 variables. You can just hear P, Q, R, S. Z is a function of P, Q, R, S. You can just say Z depends on P, Q, R, S. So to get the simplified Boolean expression Z, I am going for a 4 variable K-map because it depends on 4 variables. So a 4 variable K-map has a total 16 cells. So they are the 16 cells, okay, which you are familiar with, these K-maps. Now the, okay, just I am writing this P, Q, R, S, I am taking this way. So 0 0, now what I am doing is, I am writing the gray code 0 0, 0 1, 1 1, 1 0, and considering PQ variables I am writing the gray code 0 0, 0 1, 1 1 and 1 0. Now can you just hear RS is 0 0, the first row is RS 0 0 and the Z value is nothing but it is P plus Q bar. Now let us point out where is this RS 0 0. If you just see RS 0 0 is here. These 4 cells are belonging to RS 0 0. Now whatever drop inside the boxes of this or inside the cells, those are nothing but function values. So for this cell the function value is P plus Q bar, for this cell it's a P plus Q bar, okay, and so on. Okay, sorry, this is 1 0, this is 1 1, and for 1 0 it is PQ. Now, so whatever the, okay, whatever drop inside the cells, they are nothing but function values. So you can just hear The function value is p plus q bar for all these cells. Now for this cell, the p is 0 here, q is 0. So 0 plus 0 bar is nothing but 1. For this cell, it is 0 plus 1 bar. 0 plus 1 bar is, okay, p is 0 here, q is 1, and the value is p plus q bar. So 0 plus 1 bar is 0 plus 0, that is 0. And this is 1 plus 1 bar, that is 1, is 1 plus 0 bar, that is 1. That means using a single row I have filled up the 4 cells. Now coming to RS01, 01 column is here. Okay, if I look like this, so these 4 cells will pertain to the 01. Now Z value is P, so whatever I drop inside it should be P. So for this cell the P is 0, this will be 0. For this cell the P is 0, it will be 0. For this cell the P is 1, it will be 1, similarly here 1. Now coming to 10, next row. So RS10, it is the last column. So these 4 cells will pertain to that, will pertain to this row 10, and the Z value is PQ. So in this cell, okay, the PQ should be there. P is 0 here, Q is 0 here. So 0 and 0 is 0. So for this cell P is 0, Q is 1. So 0 and 1 is 0. Similarly this is 1 and 1, this is 1 and 0, it is 0. And lastly 1 1. So RS is 1 1, okay, and the Z value is P. So these are column. The P is 0, this will be 0, this will be 1, this will, similarly you can fill this. Now let us group the cells. Now is asking the simplified expression. So what I am doing is, first I am grouping this 1. So with this 1 I will get a quad, sorry I will get a pair. These 2 cells I can group, this is a group 1. Now with this 1, the biggest group is quad, I can make a quad like this, the group 2. Now two ones are left out, so to group these 2 ones I need one more group, so this is a group 3, that's it. So only 3 groups are required, enough. If it is 4 groups, then your answer is wrong. So now the answer will be, I am just writing here, so Z will be equal to, Z is, the group 1 term will be, you can just hear, RS00, so RS00 is common for that group, so R bar S bar, I am writing a mean terms. And if I just see horizontally, the first cell and the last cell simultaneously, Q equal to 0 is common, so Q bar. So Q bar, R bar, S bar is the first term, and the next term will come from the next group, the group 2. For the group 2, P equal to 1, Q equal to 1 is common, so it's a PQ plus. For group 3, okay, so group 3 you will get one more term, P equal to 1 is common, P, okay, Q is moving from 1 to 0, okay, if I look into the group, so it is cancelled out, and if I look from the top, S equal to 1 is common, so PS. So this is the simplified Boolean expression. And remember, this particular technique of filling the 16 cells just by using 4 rows, okay, is an important technique. Using 2 rows also you can fill, okay, but it should be appropriate, but it should be a 4 variables function, whatever it is. That means using a less number of rows you are filling 16 cells. These are technique you have to know in the GATE exam. Okay, normally most of the students what they do is, okay, they will take the mean term for the first row, second row, third row, fourth row, okay, they will make a big expression, they keep simplifying, they will end up in a big mesh, they will never get the answer. So these techniques you have to know, and these are possible only if you are taking a proper, okay, classroom course, okay. So in not only this, there will be so many shortcuts in the classroom courses, okay, which you can't even learn on your own. So it is always preferable for going for a classroom course where you will get a complete gist of the subject, complete in-depth of the subject. Just learning on the surface. Learning on the surface everyone will learn, is of no use. But if you learn from experienced faculties, I have been teaching this subject from past so many years. I have taught this subject for more than 250 times and still I am learning from the subject. This will say that subject is vast, it is infinite, it keeps on coming, still I am learning new things. So if you learn from, okay, with vast experience from teachers, okay, not only me, any teacher, okay. So the thing is, the only thing is prepare proper notes and focus exactly on the exams or the notes enough. Easily you can crack the GATE exam. It's not a big issue.